Hi, my name is Jen Endicott, and I'm a yoga and meditation teacher, and I'd like to invite you to join me for a gentle practice. In this practice, we'll spend most of our time focusing on the quality of our breath and using the breath to support us in each shape that we bring our bodies into. We'll be spending all of our time down on the yoga mat. So get yourself all set up and ready to go, and we'll begin. To start, find yourself in a comfortable seat, perhaps with a blanket underneath your seat like I have here. And start to aim your tailbone down towards the earth. And imagine that there is a little string that's gently pulling from the crown of your head just to help you lift into your seat. Let your hands rest somewhere comfortable on top of your legs. We'll utilize the breath to invite ourselves into the practice. So beginning with a breath in through your nose and a soft sigh from your open mouth. And doing that 2 more times, a slow and steady breath in and soft sigh out. The last round like that, this time, really slow it down and fill it all the way to the top. Also slowing down that exhale, releasing completely. Now from here, coming to a natural breath, take a moment to scan your physical body and noticing if there's any tension anywhere. Invite your shoulders to soften, your brow to soften, and for there to be a little space between your upper and lower row of teeth. Now, if you'd like to close your eyes, let your gaze wander now inward. No strain to your eyes, just a softening of your eyes and a closing of your eyelids. And now from here, gather your attention to your abdomen and notice the natural rhythm of your breath and the natural movement of your abdomen as you breathe in and out. Just a moment to observe. And now from here, begin to shape your breath, bringing a bit more intention into your breathing. Feeling your breath, feeling the abdomen expand a bit more. And as you breathe out, slowly contract your abdomen, bringing the abdomen in towards your spine, as if that contraction is helping to release some of the air as you exhale. You're invited to continue on with that practice and that awareness surrounding your breath as we begin to move. Inhaling and then exhaling, bringing chin down towards the chest. Option for the eyes to stay closed or open them if you'd like. We'll slowly roll the right ear over towards the right shoulder. Shoulder stays soft here. Taking a moment, just feeling into the left side of your neck. And take a slow roll, chin back down towards the chest. And then guiding your left ear on towards left shoulder. Now feeling into the right side of your neck. Then slowly guide the chin back down towards the chest on your next inhale, or your exhale rather. And then as you inhale, lift your gaze and bring your collarbones forward, hands sliding down towards the knees. Press the hands into the knees a little bit and press your collarbones forward, gazing up, just noticing how it all feels in your neck. Of course, not pushing any limits here, pausing where it feels appropriate in your practice today. We'll stay here for another inhalation. And then as you exhale, send your spine back and tuck your chin down towards your chest. Roll your hips upward, tailbone starts to face down and forward. And now we'll move through, breathing in to guide collarbones forward, gaze can softly lift up, hands gently press into knees. And then exhale, a wave-like of the spine as you start to curl it in, chin and tailbone tuck. Now from here, go ahead and move back and forth, letting your breath guide your body movement. You're starting to explore the rhythm of your own breath and how you bring the breath and body together. And all while just noticing how everything feels in your back and in your hips. Bring yourself back up to an upright position on an inhale. And as you exhale, bring the palms of your hands together at the center of your chest, just honoring the heart for a moment. Then your next inhale, circle the arms up and around over your head, bring the palms together. And exhale, bring the hands back down to the center of your chest. We'll inhale, circle again, breathing in, rising up. And exhale, hands come on back down through the heart. And then the last round here, circling around, maybe even feeling the air through fingertips. And exhale, bring it on down to the heart. Now next, inhale, reach your arms up and then overhead. And then exhale, cactus the arms, bending elbows, bringing collarbones forward, shoulder blades together. We'll breathe in and then reach the arms up high overhead. And your exhale places the right hand down onto your mat. Take a little stretch over to your right side, pressing your left sitting bone down. Lift your armpit up to the sky. Maybe the gaze follows that direction as well. And perhaps you're bending into your right elbow. And on an inhale, start to rise up. Bring some strength into the core of the body to support the lift. And then exhale, bring your left hand on down to your mat. Start to stretch it over to your left side, lifting through the armpit, gazing up in that direction. Of course, option to bend that left elbow. And then a slow rise, breathing in, arms are lifting up overhead. And now exhale, sweep it over to your right. Left hand to the outside of the right knee. Right fingertips behind the body, gently pressing into the earth, supporting an extra lift in your spine. And if it feels okay in your neck, gaze over your right shoulder. And then together, breathe in, reach arms up high overhead. And then the exhale will take a twist over to the other direction. Left hand behind the body, right hand to the outside of your left leg. Just a gentle twist here, nothing forced. And now breathing in, coming back to the center, both of the arms lift up overhead, hands back to the heart center as you exhale. We'll move through that again. This time one breath and one movement, but a slow pace. It doesn't need to be rushed. The inhale sweeps the arms up and open. And exhale, we'll cactus the arms. And inhale, reaches arms overhead. Exhale, places right hand down, offer a side bend. Inhale, rises back to center. Exhale to the left. Back to center, breathing in. And twisting right on that breath out. Centering and arms lift, breath in. And breath out over to the left. We'll breathe in and rise back up to center. And exhale, hands come to the heart center. Pause here for an inhale. And then from here, exhale and gently bring your hands forward and bring your feet behind you to bring yourself into a tabletop position. Option to utilize that blanket if you were seated on one, to bring it underneath your knees for some support here. And take a moment to stack your joints, so shoulders over your wrists and hips over your knees. And spread the fingers out nice and wide. And now as you breathe in, lift your gaze in your tailbone. And as you breathe out, tuck your chin in your tailbone, creating a cat-like shape in your body. Now inhale comes back, gazing up and tailbone up for cow pose. And then exhale for your cat pose. Now from here, take it through a few times, just working with the rhythm of your breath and letting your breath be the guide to each movement. As you start to explore any sensation that you're feeling throughout your body as you shift and move here. Now from here, come back to a neutral spine. Feel free to bring your hips over to the right and then guide them over to the left. And start to explore the outside edges of your hips. Just noticing if things feel sticky or if things feel really fluid. Either way, we're here just to support the body. So one more time for each side, just ensuring that things are nice and as even as possible. And then come into a neutral place, neutral spine, and slowly bring your forearms down onto the mat. And now from here, dial your right fingertips towards your left elbow. And then stretch your left arm forward towards the front of your mat. Keeping your tailbone lifted, then bring your forehead slowly down to your forearm. And pausing here for an option in an extended puppy pose. Some options have both arms reaching forward. This often feels a little more gentle, just depending on your body, where you're holding some tension. And that can change. In fact, it often does. If you find with the left arm straight, if it feels like a lot happening in your shoulder, maybe even in the left side of your chest and back, feel free to bend your elbow a little bit. Let more of your forearm rest down onto the mat. Again, exploring your breath. And now from here, slowly lift your forehead up and away from the forearm and rotate your right fingers back towards the front of your mat. And then switching sides, left fingertips come towards the right elbow. And then slowly stretch your right arm out and bring your forehead on down to the left forearm. And taking a moment to utilize the breath to explore what you're feeling here. Maybe even seeing if the breath can help to create a little more space in your body. while also being a beautiful way to focus your mind, as we all know it has a tendency to wander around. Now again, here on this side, feel free to bend the elbow a little bit, let more of your forearm rest just based on how things are feeling for you. Easing back whenever you feel appropriate for yourself and your practice today. And then on your next inhale, slowly lift your forehead up and rotate your forearm back, fingertips towards the front of your mat. And from here, start to lengthen your legs out back behind you. We're coming into a Sphinx pose here. Bringing your elbows in towards your torso a bit. Stacking underneath, or resting rather, underneath your shoulders. Noticing how this feels in your low back. And if it feels like more sensation than you'd like to experience today, feel free to bring your forearms forward so that more of your abdomen rests down. This can offer a little relief. Choosing whichever option feels inspiring and supportive, let your head rest heavy for a moment. Maybe even shake it, no, or nod it yes. Just taking a moment to explore the feeling here. And pausing in a place that feels really supportive. And then we'll pause together. Push your forearms down into the mat. Press your collarbones forward. Taking a nice steady breath in and out. And now from here, slowly lower down. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. And elbows snuggle in towards your torso. From here, lift up gently, breathing in. And then as you breathe out, rest down and let your right temple rest to the mat. And then breathing in, rise up again. Toes also pressing down to the mat here. And then exhale, left temple, rest down. And we'll do that 2 more times for each side. So breath into center and rise. Breath out to lower, right temple. Breath in to rise at the center. And breath out to lower. Now feel free on the next inhale, maybe you lift a little bit more and exhale, lower. And again, option to find that lift that works for you and then lower. And then lift back up at the center, this time stacking your forearms and inviting your forehead to rest on top of those forearms for what we call a crocodile pose. Now, a crocodile pose is a really beautiful way to experience your breath in a different way. So as you breathe in, focus on bringing the breath down to the lower chambers of your lungs. Notice if you feel an expansion of your abdomen slowly pressing into the surface of your mat. And as you breathe in, feel your body receiving the support from the mat as your abdomen gently presses into it. And feel the complete exhale, full release of breath. Breathing in and breathing out. 3 more rounds at the pace that feels appropriate for you. And now from here, you're invited to bend your knees and let your feet float up towards the sky. Maybe even offering a little bit of movement here. Could be a rolling of your ankles, swaying of your feet. And then find a nice place of pause. Let your feet rest back down onto the mat. Slowly lift your head as you breathe in. Slide your hands underneath shoulders as you breathe out. And then press up, breathing in and breathing out. Bring your seat towards your heels for a moment here in a child's pose. Let your abdomen rest on top of your legs or in between them, just based on the placement of your knees. You can bring them wide to the edges of your mat if you'd like, or leave them close together. Just feel into it. Then you have the option for the arms to stretch out long in front of you, but if you'd like to give your shoulders a little break, feel free to bring your arms down to the sides of your body, near your legs, almost like you're coming into a little cocoon shape. And feel free to move into it, sway a little if you'd like. It's like you're snuggling yourself into this space. And now as you're here, recognize where your breath is in this moment, where it's supporting you, where you can sense it. And we'll do one more full round of breath here, inhaling slowly and fully, and exhaling slowly, completely. And take your time to find your hands underneath your shoulders and slowly press yourself up, perhaps even tucking your chin. This could help if things feel woozy as you rise. And then from here, we'll switch over onto one side and slowly swing the legs around. If you're like me and you've ended up on the end of your mat, feel free to bring your seat back over to your blanket and extend your legs nice and long out in front of you. As you breathe in, take a stretch up to the sky with your arms. And then as you breathe out, take a fold forward. Please feel free to bend your knees generously, especially if things are feeling extra sticky today. And then an invitation to bring your first two fingers around your big toes and breathe in for lifting halfway and lengthening the spine. And then exhale, start to curl over your legs and fold. And we'll do that 2 more times. So an inhale for that rise and lift and lengthen, and exhale to bring it forward. One more time, breath in and breath out. Now from here, feel free to release your hands, or maybe they come to the soles of your feet. Just determine where you'd like to be. And then slowly curl yourself up. And then from here, lift your seat just enough to remove the blanket from underneath. And go ahead and bring that towards the back of your mat. Now bending your knees, place the hands behind your legs, tuck your chin, curl your spine, and then take a slow roll onto your back. Letting your head rest on that blanket. Bring your knees in towards your chest. And give things a nice squeeze here. Let your lower back feel the support from your mat beneath you. And maybe there's a little movement here of a right and left, almost like a sensation that you're giving your lower back a nice massage. And then from here, extend both of your legs up high to the sky. Hands can rest behind the legs or down to the sides, and roll the ankles a bit. Maybe you're pointing your toes, flexing your feet. And then maybe there's a nice little shake here. And then we'll bring knees back in, breath in, and breath out. Now on your next inhale, wrap your arms around your legs. Give everything a really nice squeeze, maybe even lifting your head up. Like you're coming into this tiny little ball here. Breathing in. And then as you breathe out, extend your legs out nice and long. And let them come down to the surface of your mat. Let your head rest. Back down onto that blanket. And then from here, place one hand over your heart. Let the other hand rest over your abdomen. And together we'll take a slow and steady breath in through the nose, feeling the palms of the hands fill up with breath. Starting now, breathe in. Feel the slow rise of abdomen and chest. And then exhale, open mouth. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. The last round like that, nice steady slow breath in. Maybe you hold that breath at the top. And then as you exhale, let your arms out to the sides of your body. Let your limbs rest. Your shoulders rest, your hips. And now from here, feel free to close your eyes. And take a moment to feel the touching points between your body and the mat beneath you. Sensing the support of your mat and sensing the support of the floor beneath your mat. And with each and every inhale, allowing yourself to receive all of that support. And with each and every exhale, letting yourself rest into that support. Taking a few moments here to allow yourself to receive the benefits of your movement, awareness, and intention. Honoring your breath and honoring your body right here in this moment. Allowing for a few moments of silence right here. Now from here, begin to sense the back of your hands as they're resting down towards the floor. Sense the back of your heels, your shoulder blades, the back of your hips, and the back of your head. Begin to invite a little bit of movement into hands and feet. Maybe even bringing thumb to each fingertip, feeling the presence of your fingers. And then an invitation to now extend your legs out and your arms, reaching them overhead, pointing toes, stretching full body here. And then slowly rolling to a side that feels inviting. And bending knees and bringing them in towards your chest. Soaking in these last few moments of practice. And then with your top hand, gently press into the floor and rise to a seat. Option for your eyes to continue to be closed here. And then bringing your palms together to touch at the center of your chest. And we'll unite with a breath in through the nose. Soft sigh from the mouth. You know, you're invited to share in the sound of Om with me if you'd like to join. If so, we'll breathe in through the nose, and the exhale will be our Om. I'm taking that inhalation now. And honoring you and your time spent in practice. Together we vow. Namaste. Hari Om. Thank you for joining me for this gentle practice, very grounding, staying close to the surface of the mat, intentionally breathing. I do hope the practice supported you well. Thank you.